Later, I realized that the United Nations wasn't there for us. They weren't there. I thought of it really after the fact, not during these negotiations, which were not easy. That being the case, what is the purpose of the United Nations? The UN has such tremendous potential. I've always said it. It has such tremendous, tremendous potential, but it's not even coming close to living up to that potential. I'm really good at this stuff. Your countries are going to hell.
So that was a mess, and it went on for an hour. Don't worry, we're not gonna make you sit through even a tiny portion of that. But that was Donald Trump at the UN, just ranting and raving. His brain is falling apart. His ability to emotionally self-regulate is years in the rearview mirror. He is, at least based on that first shot we showed you, increasing the darkness of the paint that he's shellacking his face with, which just gets weirder every time I see it. It was a mess. It was rambling. And I understand he had problems with his teleprompter, which we'll get to, but that is really no excuse for that. And it helps me in these dark times to remember that he is in a room filled with representatives of basically every nation on earth. And not a single goddamn person in that room has an ounce of respect for him. And he has to pretend that they do. And he has to pretend that the speech is well received. And his base has to believe, oh yeah, no, he's made us respectable again. He's awesome. None of those people have any respect whatsoever. Some might be forced to bow down to the United States government because of our wealth and our military and everything, but every one of them hates his guts, and that's something. So here is some of what he dementiaed his way through in this speech. Him not winning a renovation contract at the UN during his time as a real estate developer, windmills. Dude is obsessed with windmills. Other countries' immigration policies, which he claimed were leading them to ruin. The way Brazil is being run. He's mad at Brazil because of the legal proceedings against Bolsonaro. He accused environmentalists of wanting to kill all the cows, which seems kind of anti-environmentalist to murder billions of animals, but okay. He personally insulted the Muslim mayor of London for reasons who's to say why he has a problem with the Muslim mayor of London? It was just all over the place. But as I said, in his mind, in the safe space that is his skull, it was a great honor to speak before the UN. I believe the speech was very well received. There is absolutely no reason to believe that. But sure, buddy, tell yourself that. It focused very much on energy and migration, immigration. I've been talking about this for a long period of time, and this capital F forum was the absolute best from the standpoint of making these two important statements. He is physically, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually incapable of making an important statement. I just want to be very clear about that. Ranting and raving about the different groups in society and around the world that you hate or are scared of is not an important statement. Just to be clear, I hope everybody gets to watch it. The teleprompter was broken and the escalator came to a sudden halt. We'll talk about the escalator thing in just a little bit, but I don't understand what the issue is with the teleprompter being broken. Why would you be using a teleprompter after years of telling us that only Sleepy Joe has to use a teleprompter, not big, strong silverback gorillas, not guys like you? You're so together, you do the weave. And yet every single time he's done a speech where there's had a problem with a teleprompter, he not only falls to pieces, but he whines and complains and bitches. You've been given the same stream of consciousness rantings for decades at this point. You can't wing it for a little bit. You don't have to go for an hour, by the way. People would have cheered if you'd cut that in half. And yet just whining, oh, my teleprompter, oh God. You got the notes in front of you. You got nothing of substance to say anyway. Just hurry it along. Anyway, we'll get to the escalator because he had other problems with technology, Sharon. But what do you make of the speech?
I thought it was the world's greatest defecation. I mean, those in the audience watched the world's greatest defecation speech. That's what it was. And what made this one better than the rest of his crap was that he had this captive audience, right? Yeah. They had their little earpieces in, some of them, for the translation. And the only ones who actually looked constipated and uncomfortable through their smiles was his little crew. Rubio was there and the others, and there was a quick cutaway. Melania was, Melania, they had a cutaway of her too, but it was It was, I don't want to use the word unbelievable because it was totally believable coming from this guy. It was defecation, pure defecation, dude.
Yeah.
This was, yeah, what he was
So
doing.
you're saying,
Marble floors.
if I'm reading you right, that this was not his number one speech, but it might have been a number two speech, basically. Okay.
Deuces. Yes.
By the way, you want to know how good this speech was, according to right wingers? Jesse Waters rushed to TV to say, we need to bomb the UN. That's how good it was. Just to be clear. I know that if you're MAGA, you have to pretend that it was well received. I don't think they'd be calling for the building to be blown up if everybody had just been dying to cheer for Donald Trump. In any event, there was some good stuff that happened, and we're gonna have to sort of jump along a little bit, but France joined 6 more countries to formally recognize Palestinian statehood, which Donald Trump, again, whined about constantly. And he also took this opportunity to say once again that he should get a Nobel Peace Prize because he's solved 50 wars or whatever lie he's making up. Just to be clear, there's a poll on that. 76% of Americans believe Trump does not deserve a Nobel Peace Prize. And I love that number, not just because it's high and because it's obvious, but also that means that a significant percentage of people who still currently approve of his presidency don't think that he should have a Nobel Peace Prize. A lot of people who voted for him are like, yeah, but come on, let's be real about this thing. So I want to thank those people for responding to the poll.